see from the opening scroll, lots of things happened last time.
Oh, yes. Big gun.
Lots of things happened last time, but the important thing is you decided to take on a score for Hammy the Hamster, Hammer, the leader of the Dockers, to intercept some cargo. And you can pretty much just take it away with some gathering information / free time. You've got a couple of days to prepare.
Interesting.
And remember how to play the game again.
Yes. We say we're going to have free time and looking
Well, I
for...
mean, free time technically hasn't ended yet. You can choose to go into gathering information if you wish, or if there's some more free time things you want to do, like...
Hey, y'all.
You said.
Hey, yo! We've only just started thinking our brains. Takes a while to warm them up.
During this free time, can we get the Emporium enforcers to just maybe start sort of encroaching on territory a little bit? You know, like start sort of wandering around, like so that they can like perhaps they're not really in there to interfere particularly, but they are perusing and information gathering in their own way, not actively to specifically help with this score, but that they can start gathering their own sense for the docks area. That's something we can just sort of send them off to be doing.
Sure.
Perhaps what's the bloody name? Belk. Belk is starting to get to know who runs the this and the that, and where he can get some more booze, probably.
Yeah, I think. Let me know what information you want him to find out, and then, unless you're like he just has a recce of the area, and then you can just say that I would know where X and Y was because he would have told me.
So at the moment, all the information we currently have is there is a shipment coming in.
Yeah.
We presumably know the Hammer gave us the information of what ship and where.
Scotland's Mercy is the name of the ship, so we know that much.
Yes, but that's about it.
We know where it'll make berth. We know it's got food imported from overseas, destined for White Crown. We know the name of the boat. So yeah, I think we know when we usually play no for on these things.
So I would like the enforcers to just sort of like, spread their way sort of around the area and try to gather an understanding of the sort of defensive strength of the area around the docks we're at, like what sort of billhook patrols or sort of guards are regularly placed there, and try to get us an idea of what the response time would be like should there be an incident. Like where's the next group on from the docks or something like that. That's the sort of information I want them to get.
So I remember I was having a... Well, sorry. I'll let Ollie respond.
So you want to know how fast like the bill hooks will be able to react, essentially?
Yeah, like how strong are they and how quick could they react?
Okay. I guess we'll use this as some sort of gathering information role. Let's see, because they're not like spies and scouts as their strength, I guess. But I can see them as being thuggos, being quite good at testing other thuggos. So I'm going to say it'll be 1 dice. So I'll just roll that. I'll just roll a fortune roll.
Good.
Oh. So they don't really learn much at all.
That's fair. Perhaps they get waylaid.
Perhaps, or yeah, I mean, maybe it's an odd day. maybe there's another incident in the docks, so all the billhooks turn up, and they're like, "Well, we can't really test our theory now because the place is swarming with billhooks, so we're going to run out of time."
All right.
Something like this.
Unfortunate, but fair enough.
So I ruminated on a plan because the complexity I think we're coming up against was the whole we have to do it, but there's no. The dockers won't be there, so it's going to look really suspicious if they just turn up and we're just there offloading it. So either this could be a backup plan or the actual plan, but I had some kind of theory around maybe getting our thuggos to dress up as dockers to be there to unload the shipment, and perhaps doing something by and this plays into Saffron's strength of destroying stuff, but like almost as it's offloading, making the dock collapse, but we're ready for it, and almost it collapses in the river, but someone's ready in the river to retrieve the goods and whisk it off, and then make it all look very much like an accident, because the current plan we have is just kind of take it, but if they see us, they fight us. So it might cause a bit of commotion, but if we're prepared for it, it kind of covers up, and there's no, it doesn't come back on the dockers, because if the stuff goes missing as well, they're like, what the fuck, where'd the shipment go? If there's some kind of like almost way to scupper it, but we're ready to catch it. That's what I was thinking in my head.
I think it sounds fantastic.
I like that.
Slightly fantastical, but fantastic.
Yes, well, you know me. But like, it all comes down to the setup of them. I'm imagining like docks, the lower area, having the dam dodger ready to almost receive goods, depending on the heights and stuff. But I think there's something in there. Either that is our backup plan if things start going wrong, or we could use it as a primary plan. If I could either set up or part of my.
I think you could do like a roll to see if you could make some sort of explosive device or something that would like shatter the supports of the
That's what I'm
key
thinking, yeah.
Simultaneously, so it all drops through.
That's what I'm thinking.
Barge.
I like it. Yeah. I'm gonna roll a wreck or a tinker. It's kind of either one, isn't it?
Tinker makes more sense to create the tool that would be able to do this, because I imagine you're sort of connecting them all with the same wires and stuff.
Yeah, it's like everything's weakened, and then there is some kind of pulley just kind of flip it, and it just kind of makes that last hit to bring it all down. All right, I'll roll a tinker. Can I buff my roll at all, because I'd like this to be successful? Can I exchange? Can push myself? Yeah, I might do that. It's 2 stress, right?
Yes.
Cool, I'm going to do that, I think. Can I trade position for effect? Is that possible in a outside of combat? Is that a danger roll? Is that impossible at this point? Bit weird, right? Because you can't.
I mean, if you want to bring in worse consequences.
Yeah, maybe we'll leave it. Let's leave it. Position is.
Then it's controlled if you're tinkering away in your workshop.
Lovely. Effect is standard.
It's standard.
Cool. And push myself, so bonus dice is 1. Cat 1. Let's get something tasty, shall we? Oh, God. It was a lovely idea, guys. Sorry.
It's a good start.
At least it's controlled so you don't blow up.
Yeah, it is
True.
It is controlled. Actually, one of the things about controlled is that you're in a situation where you can actually try again.
Oh, well, I'm not going to turn that down.
If you wish, but it will be at a risky position as you have you have less time, so you'll have to kind of rush.
No, that's fair.
It's
I'll
the
take
night
it.
before, so it's the night before you're doing your homework.
That's the whole exactly. Everyone's like, Saffron, is the device ready? Yeah, guys, definitely ready. Yep.
The old hasty
completely
bombing.
ready. Completely ready. Right, come on, you son of a bitch. Oh, quite. I have to push myself again. Or does it count as the same push?
You would have to push yourself again if you wanted another dice.
Jesus. That would be quite a stretch to take.
Or you can leave it really to the last minute and swap position for effect.
That's a terrible idea. So did I wait? I was starting. I didn't press. Risky. Go away. Stop. Go away. I mean, theoretically, Saffron's will be sitting under the docks the whole time, so he shouldn't have to do much else. So I'm going to take this dress. I've got some to spare. So yeah, that's a lot of stress. Risky position. Standard effects. +1 dice. Come on. Come on. Oof.
Oh, thank God.
So it is a success with
Yes.
consequence.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the consequence should be that there is one part of this thing that you've made which is not to your not up to spec. Like, what would you like that to be?
Yeah, let me look at 1 second. I can look at because it's quite good. Bear with me. It's quite good. What's the word? Like it's almost like I've crafted something, and so there will be what's the word for things drawback. There's almost a drawback to it, isn't there? I mean, unreliable kind of sounds like what we're saying here. Or volatile or complex. So again, it can either be unreliable, so it's almost like you have to make a fortune roll to use it, or it could be volatile, which means that there could be a troublesome side effect, or it could just be conspicuous. So maybe it could add +1 heat to the if it once used, which wouldn't be the worst.
Well, considering the sort of the second half of the score's objective is to do it without being noticed.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to be conspicuous.
No, definitely not. Well, let's say it's just look. The
Should we
fact
say
that
it's unstable? I mean, that would basically mean that you need like a 6 when you set it off to actually,
Yeah, go on then. It's unreliable, basically. It needs something. It needs a good roll to make it happen. Yeah, that's fine. Because if it doesn't, then everyone will improvise. And hey, isn't that the name of the game? I mean, it's not literally the name of the game, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Blades
You guys know what I
improv.
meant. Blades of the skin of teeth. Cool. Okay, well, that's kind of my gathering information / prep done, I would say. Saffron will be under the docks in the dodgy tower.
Damn dodger.
Our boat, the damn dodger, ready to set off a device and hopefully swiftly and nimbly and completely just smoothly drop the stash once you guys have put it in the right position into the boat.
Cool.
Cool.
Right, well, Yosef.
And he's very stressed about it.
He's really been stressing over this this thing, but it shows everyone that it's working as intended.
Yeah, perfect.
As far as
there's
you know.
no hitches. Yes.
So Yosef and Friedrich left.
I'm not entirely certain exactly the task that we are performing in this free time because I missed the beginning. I apologise.
This is just gathering information for the shipment stealing score.
Gotcha.
We know the boat's coming in a couple of days. We know what it's bringing in food. We kind of know where it's going to make berth, so we know the literal spot's going to come off. But we've got no dockers on hand to help us. They're not getting involved, but we've got to basically get this cargo away from the docks without anyone noticing.
Okay. Well, Friedrich did just try and do some somewhat surreptitious mingling with any are there any other kind of traders or businesses nearby the point where the handoff is being made?
You tell me.
All right. Well, Friedrich would like to nonchalantly wander as a regular citizen, dressed slightly less extravagantly than normal, past the location and chat to a few nearby kind of traders, businesses, to kind of get a sense for I'm not really sure. Sorry, I was kind of going somewhere with it. I guess, whether there are any particular threats or local kind of toughs to look out for, or any information of note about how things go down in this part of the docks at that sort of time. Just kind of basically general rumor chat, in case people might say, "Oh yeah, there's a small local sub gang that you want to watch out for," or I normally sit around there, or there's old Freddy there. He always keeps an eye. You want to watch out for him, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, give me a roll.
So I'm guessing this is going to be it's going to be a survey, I would think. Survey a location or a situation to understand what's going on, sense trouble before it happens, gather information. So I'm going to go for a survey. Controlled, I guess, or risky because someone might see me and recognize me and remember me, or.
Yeah, I think it's you're doing a snoop, so I would say risky.
Okay, and standard or limited?
I'd say standard. All right, you got a success with a consequence.
Oh,
good.
So you do get a good lay of the area. It's a pretty quiet part of the dock, to be fair. It's more towards the far end where the smaller boats come in. It's far away from where the Leviathan hunters bring in their huge vessels, and there's lots of more of the buzz of activity. Where they bring in all the Leviathan oil and blood and stuff. So that's obviously a lot more of a busier part of the docks. This is more of the I don't know, like the odd delicacies and weird import business side of things, because it's the fancy foods, and no one really wants to steal that stuff, apparently. So
Holland and Barrett.
Yeah, exactly. You got some echinacea and some don't know, what's some other weird things? Pollen tablets? I don't know.
Green tea extract,
Yeah, all that good stuff. So Emily used to work in Neil's yard, so whenever she's like, "Oh, I used to give this to all the rich mums of Leamington Spa. They used to come in, monthly for their £40 bottle of,
Tiger's
aardvark oil."
It is nice in there, though, isn't it?
So yeah, I think you see that probably if you went there at night, you could intercept the shipment. There's probably a few dockers working this quay. The odd bill hook, noticed by their carrying of flesh hooks. Patrol around, hang around, check out the place, don't really look that interested, and leave again. I was going to say the odd fisherman, but you wouldn't want to fish in those waters. So maybe one of Zazashel's culty people come and put their hand in the water and do a little ceremony and leave again with their hand like burning from the water.
Okay. Well, yeah, Friedrich will come back and relay that information as part of our planning. It seems like it's a slightly quieter area of the docks. Occasional patrols, probably could be slightly more frequent at night. The billhooks have a presence, but it's not hardly a hardened military stronghold. I think the plan will work. Plus, if anyone wants any echinacea extract,
Delicious.
be able to get some.
Very nice.
All right, Uncle Yosef.
I'm not sure if I can really do much in regards to gathering information. I've been thinking what information we need. Seems like we have most of it, right?
As soon as you think that, we're doomed.
But
Yeah,
if you
true.
can think of any information we need right now,
We always
that we're
forget.
lacking.
We always start, and then we're always like, oh, of course, we should have just checked X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, you
And
said this
escape.
before you left for the Deathlands, if I recall.
Yeah, exactly. Like, cool, we know where we're going. All's good. I guess it's. I mean, end of the day, there's backup plans. If the collapsing doesn't work, we have no fucking plan to get it out of there. Otherwise, we will know where are we manhandling it, how are we lifting it, where are we taking it, what back alley are we going down. We don't know an escape route. Maybe even something about the patrols. We have to get the damn Dodger back down the canals or around the edge of the
feel like
perimeter.
we already have that knowledge though. Like our characters would know, would they? We'd have like
Would it-
maps or something.
All we have to ask ourselves is, would Olly say we know it? That's what you have to ask yourself.
We have a plan
We may
based
think it.
around
Getting
a
started
sort of
early tonight.
precision, blow up the stuff and have it fall happily into our lap plan, which is cool and excellent. But we don't know. We know the ship. We know when it's coming off. We don't know exactly when the stuff's coming and who'll be carrying it. So that's the sort of detail we might need to make that sort of plan.
That's a great point. Who are the people offloading it? When do they go away, and how do they hang around? Are they gonna? I was thinking what I was gonna do. I was gonna think, is it worth just surveying some other drop-offs, maybe even at that dock beforehand, to see what the procedure's like? Do people just drop it and get back on? Do they fucking hang around? Is there stuff to sign? Like, what's the actual process? I was gonna actually, before I did that,
Or are we going to try and take their places as the loaders? Is plausible.
Wouldn't that mean getting on the boat before it even set sail though? Because it's coming in from somewhere, isn't it?
Boat lands, dockers go on, take.
Well, yeah, that was my third. Yeah, we definitely should be getting.
Shit job for the sailors. They got to do all the bloody loading as well.
We should definitely be getting our people to stand up for the dockers.
But we're not going to have the level of detail of which docker is going to pick up which box when, because that would be improbable. But we could take the place of some dockers. Well,
that was definitely my thinking. I was either whoever we got. Didn't all of Lorenzo's boys run away, but Silas's thuggos, if they can get in docker where and be there, because basically the people load stuff of the ship, we want them to go away as quick as possible. So we need to basically make them think, nope, we got all this. You get back on the boat and off you go. We've got this. Load it into position and then collapse the dock. So that's what we need to try and do. So if we haven't started yet, we should do that.
We need to make contact with some other dockers or a docker schedule, or find out what fucking dockers wear or something, so that we can pretend to be dockers.
I think even using your term to get docker attire would probably be.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right, so I'm going off to the costume shop.
Now the laundromat and
costumes.
Just side smuggle out some docker costumes from the laundry.
We've got red sash costumes, we got docker costumes.
Yeah.
Friedrich would be very into this as a project. Expanding the gang's general wardrobe is on the agenda.
Well, so I can study the docks. I mean, we know where it's coming into, right? We know where the ship's coming. Assume.
Yeah, we know exactly which dock it's coming into. Check by all my notes. Yep, ship coming. We know where it'll make berth.
Yeah.
Well,
we know
could,
where it's coming into. We know the time it's coming.
You could either try and sneak in and nick a bunch of uniforms from like a nearby kind of depot or shipping company, or you could, depending on Yusuf's skill set, you could pretend to just pretend to be someone from the company or collecting a shipment or whatever of uniforms walk in the door with a fake order form and be like, "Oh, mate, just gotta pick up this thing. Go pick up 10 uniforms for a job."
Yeah, I like
Whichever Yusuf likes best.
that.
Yeah.
Or indeed not that, obviously.
Yeah, I could do. I mean, so his strength is sway. So sway is usually persuading someone, but usually you have leverage, right? In that regard. So
Yeah, persuade
What's this for?
saying Yusuf's gonna go and basically go to the docks and
Not ask the dockers to give you their clothes, surely.
yeah,
No,
well,
no. Maybe.
more or less.
I think
But-
Hammer did say that he would make sure that the dockers weren't there, and you would be able to impersonate dockers if you wished.
Yeah, I don't think they're like we. I mean, we can get that clothing anywhere, right? It's not gonna they got a union uniform or
Yeah, I
they're
don't
not
think-
Tesco.
I don't think there's a I don't think there's a
They're just gonna be wearing rags, like
not rags.
well, more or less.
Perhaps not
men
brocade jackets, but perhaps shirts and trousers.
Yeah, dignified working men is
With the acid rain pouring on them. Yeah.
I think that's your mates in the your muty mates.
Muties.
So if we're happy that we could impersonate dockers without having to put any additional effort into that, maybe Saffron needs some support in planning out his demolitions, better understanding of the structure or something like that.
I want some whisper shit.
Me too. Can't the ghost do something?
Yeah, I was thinking summon a ghost to possess someone, but who and why and what would that achieve?
Bill Hook.
I mean, I don't know how that even works, but if you could possess a bill hook at the time of doing it, you could stand in there, and if any bill hooks did come along, he could do the classic, just like, "No, I've got us under control,
let's
guys."
do that. I'm down. Right, let's do that.
I don't think ghosts can possess people instantaneously in this universe.
Boo.
Are we ruling against that? Well,
when you were possessed, you went to prison for a year and you were still okay. So.
We got a year, right? Till the ship comes in.
that's a very long possession. Yeah.
It was, but even then, I don't think that's something a whisper can do. But if you've got information otherwise, let me know.
Thought generally you could. Ghosts can possess people, and could persuade one to do so. But yeah, I guess the canon is now that it takes far too long.
Yeah.
But can you get a ghost to help us in some capacity?
Well, you said the bomb was unstable, right? The bomb was unstable. That stuff was
I'm
made. It's not
reliable.
likely to go off. Well,
Whoa,
maybe.
let's not say not likely.
Let me go with this train of thought. Maybe I can ask this ghost to, whack some electroplasm into it to make sure it goes off or whatever, or give it a more of a likelihood to go off. Like at the time that we need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could probably. You could get a spirit to like hang out in the area to like spook people away.
I mean, that sounds right.
So simple but so effective. I'd say just like there'd be less civilians.
Yeah, or like even the people who are on the boat, like if they're like, "Oh shit, a ghost," you could be like, "Oh, run for it. We'll take care of it."
Or they call the spirit wardens, then we fucked. No, yeah. I'll do that. I'll go find I'll go down the docks on a quiet night and see if I can find a ghost. Or I can speak to some dockers and see if they've seen a ghost.
So I think we spoke about this when we talked about the gondoliers. But essentially, the rivers and the seas are just full of spirits, dead sailors, and all this. So all you'd have to do is go to the water's edge, I think, and you'd be able to draw one to you.
It's like fishing, mate. I just
Exactly.
all over the place.
That's the only kind of fishing you wouldn't want to do.
Arvis is probably like standing the quay next to you, doing the same thing,
With his lightning hook.
getting his morning news. Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. Yusuf will go down the docks, go down the beaches where probably no one is whatsoever. And just start fishing for ghosts, I suppose. Hello, ghosty, ghosty, ghosty.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a lovely deal for you.
Is this a new ghost or a ghost that you worked with before? Do you think?
Oh.
Let's tie it in. One of Lorenzo's old shipmates.
Oh, it's like Star Wars. Everyone knows everyone. Cool. Yeah.
So usually, I think the thing is that I'd kind of make a deal with it, right? There's Yusuf's kind of ways that you'd make a deal, make a compromise. So I'd find out what this ghost wants. Give us a name, shall we? Bill. Bill the
Dominoes, isn't it?
Docker ghost.
Bill the Bill Hook.
I thought he was the shipmate of Lorenzo,
Yeah.
but he's a docker. Not a sailor.
Oh yeah, shipmate or whatever. he's a man of the sea. Man of the coast. Man of the ship.
Maybe he's a
Shipman.
a sailor who got back from a particularly harrowing voyage, and at the end of his shore leave, or even at the beginning of the shore leave, he just walked it to the off the pier.
Just from the horrors he's seen.
Mm.
Yeah, he sounds like a cheerful fella. Bill.
Yeah. So
Pete.
you cheerily rise Bill from the from the depths into your peers. So roll me a tune.
Risky.
I'd say dealing with spirits are always is pretty risky. Yeah.
Okay. Standard. Well, I gain potency when communicating with the supernatural because I have ghost voice.
Nice.
You know the secret method to interact with a ghost or demon as if it was a normal human, regardless of how wild or feral it appears. You gain potency when communicating with the supernatural.
Nice.
So that'd be standard to great effect
Yeah.
with the potency. Very nice. There you go.
Nice.
Nice. 6 with great effect.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
wowie.
So
I salute you.
I think Bill is prepared to do whatever you ask him to do for this score that is within his power.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you know that Bill wanted revenge on his old quartermaster Lorenzo Vincetti
Oh shit.
for forcing him to take one too many voyages.
Yeah.
And Yusuf
that's
says
it.
it's gonna be arranged.
Yeah. I'm a man of my word. You can always trust me. Oh, I mean, young Master Bill. The Vincetti will pay. I will take a finger. In return, you will help me with this, with scaring the local population, eh? This ship is meant to arrive, and we need to take some cargo, so scare a few of the sailors away, and we'll have a deal.
And then Bill sort of floats towards you and goes, "It will be done," like that, and his jaw like descends.
Hell yeah.
Proper Pirates of the Caribbean style.
Yusuf just nods and then turns and kind of laughs to himself walking back. He loves it.
Idiot ghost. I have fingers crossed, idiot ghost. All right,
And toes.
cool. Well, it sounds like you are going with deception then.
Yes.
Seems like it. As a part of this deception engagement, I have a small suggestion, although I'm happy to be overruled. While others may be sneaking in, it might be useful to have Silas and perhaps a couple of the enforcers just be creating some other distraction outside, but near the docks. Like, I'm thinking like pretending to be rowdy drunks and attracting the attention of nearby billhooks and things. Perhaps getting in a scuffle at the right time, so that if there is a commotion at the docks, their deception can go as a unattended. Thoughts? Or if you would rather have Silas with you in case you get caught out, that is also fine.
I think you need to be completely incognito if you were to do it, because we can't have any involvement, can we? Really? Or be seen.
The Dockers can't. I mean, we can
Dockers
be
don't have any
we can be held responsible for it. The Dockers.
Well, Silas can just be a troublemaker, potentially. He's a known fighter in the dock area. He could be just drunk and getting into a fight or something.
Yeah, I think it would need to happen if the pier drop doesn't work, because theoretically everything should be very smooth up until that point. So it'd be almost counterproductive to have something happening even before that. But I think being in place, don't know how we'd be able to signal to you if you'd be far enough away, but also close
Could it
enough
be
to know if it went
prearranged
wrong. But
that Saffron would be able to create some sort of signaling.
I mean,
Is
I
that
don't know,
plausible?
other
Is
than
that
like
something
a
we can
flare gun.
That he
Yeah.
could create something that could make a coloured flash or something like that?
And also kind
Is
of
that plausible? I don't really know if it is or not.
Doesn't feel like it. Can Yusuf send a ghost messenger?
You've kind of spent all of your time working on what you were working on.
Yeah,
I would
that's
say
fair.
so.
I think the question is, do you feel like it's worth the risk?
That's what I mean.
People
ahead of
being
it.
like, "Oh, Silas Templeton was
Perhaps
causing,
not.
Yeah.
causing a ruckus down
We-
the docks, and at the
we
same
could
time,
flash-
this stuff got
we
stolen."
could we could
Yes.
flash back to it if we need to.
Yeah, that's fine. It was a thought, but I think he'll stick with the plan and stick with the others.
I think your fame works both ways.
Perhaps.
I just need to live for a quick 1 second, guys.
Even these billhooks could probably figure out that kind of level of deception. That is Silas's level of deception, though. Unfortunately, it's just all Milo's.
Deception for Silas is just like being loud and dangerous somewhere else,
This
rather
trick.
than in the main area.
Cool. Method of deception is it is what it is. Item loadouts.
Ooh. It might have to be light, mightn't it?
Mm.
It will we'll actually count this time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be light.
Hmm.
We want to be as unsuspicious as possible, and also quick. like, you only go heavy if you're going to have armor and your biggest weapons, and we don't want to fight. So,
Do we know like the actual shipment, what we need to take from it? What kind of, is it boxes? Is it large boxes? Is it like crates that one of us can carry each, or we can fit on one person?
So the plan is to drop it onto
Into
the
the barge.
boat, but I imagine
trying
like
to
it'll be
dodge
things would be shipped in crates and barrels if it's food.
Okay.
I imagine one per person, and maybe not Saffron, maybe not Friedrich actually even. I don't know what
I'm
your
just
body
thinking
score is.
I'm just thinking of backup plans. And it seems this is pretty, it's either in the boat or it's in the sea. There's not much,
It does seem like it.
there's not much of a alternative there.
With an unreliable explosive device.
Very blades
Yep.
into the ghost sea.
Yep. So everybody's light, are they?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, blending in.
Yes, I won't need the superpowered electric wheelchair of doom because I'll be on the boat.
What's the load for your wheelchair?
I think we decided. I think we decided it just means I have to go normal. I
Okay.
don't think we necessarily gave it its own load. Although it could have been gadget. There is.
I think because its
Set gadget.
its drawback is conspicuous, right? So
Yeah,
it can never be light.
exactly.
Right. Well, let's do the engagement roll then.
Welly.
Okay.
Welly.
I feel like it's
Wellington.
contingent on many factors.
Is it bold or daring?
Yes.
you can't say that for everything.
Is it
But
overly-
no, we didn't.
I'd
I
say
think we
so.
didn't. I think we've
It
done
is
actually
new
last-
territory, and
the two before were not. I remember specifically like the museum one was like, yeah, we're just going through the window. We have done a few that aren't.
It's a pretty low level heist, isn't it?
All right.
I don't know if it qualifies.
All right.
It involves an unstable explosive, though. Like,
So like a
The method is quite bold.
the method's
Daylight
pretty
robbery.
daring, I'd say.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Is it overly complex or contingent on many factors? The boat, the explosive device, the ghost,
no one turn.
the,
No one turning up.
the
People
outfits,
know. Yeah, the
the
outfits.
distractions.
The Mardi Gras parade that's supposed to go by at the same time.
Perhaps.
Does it expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they are weakest?
It's a weird one. I always find it weird.
I mean, I think this bit we can just not bother with the second bullet point.
Yeah. I always want to say yes because we think of when we don't get that, it's usually we're attacking the headquarters. This is quite we are kind of going
Ranged
at
and
the-
easy to attack target. haven't we?
Yeah,
With
I
with
do.
help from our
Yeah, we
contact.
usually get a knock against that for like going to their base or going into their house. So I would want to give us a point for that. We are kind of picking a vulnerable position.
Yeah, I'm thinking from a billhook perspective. Is this like where they are vulnerable or
Their
weakest?
point is on their docks. Yeah. Where would they be weakest?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. You're on 2 dice.
Love it.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Again, I always find this one so weird because they have been. But
Yeah, sort of already done, isn't it?
Okay, any other elements you wish to consider? What is their tier, actually?
oh god,
We're tier 2, are we?
we are, and we're tier 2 strong. Are
Doing pretty well.
Billhooks
on
are
the
tier 2 as well, so
we? Okay,
no plus or
Cool.
minuses there.
cool. Yeah, we're tier 2 strong. Just give us the 2. Things can go well. It's okay. People won't think you're a bad DM. Don't worry.
Well, I'm thinking about any plus or minuses. I mean, the unstable explosive will have its own consequences when
Exactly,
it
it's
goes
exactly.
off. So, yeah, let's go with 2. Let's see if
Nice. I think we've done a good. I think we did probably done the most prep we've ever done. I'd say. So we deserve it too. They'll both be one, so it's fine.
The bar is quite low.
The bar is very low.
Also, I don't know if the
Hey!
total
okay.
amount of preparative actions is the main metric. Like,
No, but I mean, we've made some stinkers sometimes where we've just been like, yeah, we've got this, and then realised we've done fuck all, actually. So, I mean, that's what the bar, that's what I'm saying. We've hoisted the bar.
So it's a risky engagement roll once again. The last few have been risky, to be honest.
Wait, is 4 not good?
4 is not good for me because nothing bad or exciting happens. I mean, nothing exciting happens either way.
Brilliant.
It's just a non-issue because he wasted our time doing that roll. So, so we cut to Saffron. You arrive in the dead of night on the Damned Dodger.
Yep. I feel like I need another hand with me though. I do feel like I need someone with me just to. If stuff's coming down, someone needs to at least help guide it, or if something does fuck up, we need a slightly pair of stronger hands to. I would say.
Well, I'd say that probably then you all arrive by boat, as it's probably the stealthiest option by far. I'd imagine.
It's true. It's true.
And you glide the boat gently under the pier, and you wait for the What was it? The Scovland's Mercy?
Yeah, that sounds right.
To eventually arrive on time.
Have the other guys hopped off on the deck in their dockers' clothes, or are they still down on the boat?
Imagine you arrived wearing your docker's clothes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are no dockers. There are no dockers in sight. Yosef, you have to let me know when you want Bill to come in. He's kind of hovering in the water, like waiting for his cue.
So no dockers in sight. There's no one on the docks at all.
No, we've got to be the dockers. They very much we don't want to be part of this because they don't want anything to tie back to them. We must be the dockers.
Yeah. So who's jumping up onto the pier to kind of act as the dockers?
Silas will be one of the dockers, although I wouldn't recommend he be lead convincing docker. Although he would probably make a convincing docker.
Yusuf can jump up with Silas then.
Okay. And Friedrich?
So Saffron's staying on the boat.
Yep.
As a getaway driver.
And, yeah.
I think Friedrich will get up with the other lads.
Every turn.
Fuck was that?
It was Rogue.
Yeah, Friedrich will jump up with the other lads. Be part of the docking gang.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So
we never know what might happen.
It's true, and it wouldn't look weird. I mean, yeah, the weird not having a big-ish crew to receive. 3 sounds simple.
So the Scovland's Mercy alights onto the pier. Who would convincingly act like a docker? Does anybody feel like they would instinctively know how to, like, because you've got to grab the lines when they throw them to you and tie them on and stuff, and
minus 1,000%.
That's a good point.
I told you we should have inspected an arrival and learnt the tricks of the trade.
It would be good if we had that seafaring fellow with us, actually, just now.
Oh, Bill.
Didn't we used to work with someone who
Bill,
was
this is your
in the
time.
sailor?
Bill, give us a
I
crash
wouldn't
course
say-
in how to be a sailor.
I wouldn't say Silas has any particular skills relating to all the ropes and stuff, but he's in general probably like got that broad physical skill, like good at catching, throwing, but nothing specific. He might be able to put on a semi-competent attempt, but like I wouldn't make a case that he just happens to be good at it.
This is a very low stress flashback. Just saying. We could have just said we can just flash back and say we've done some trading, we've done some research already on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that. I don't think you'd be able to act like you are kind of lifelong dock workers in the space of 2 days, but you've probably been able to learn your knots and things.
Exactly.
To put up an act. So yeah, I'll say that's a maybe a one stress.
You do have a boat.
You do have a boat, but
we are smugglers who use the boat for smuggling. So I hope we're able to stop it and moor it. We have that understanding.
Yes, but
it's more the ways of the dockers, isn't it?
And
that's probably some like a small head start on.
Okay. One stress flashback to say the leader of the Foghounds taught us how to do all this shit. Because I'm sure she's got some
I think
understanding.
you'd be able to learn some of it. One stress per person who wishes to have this knowledge. But it's a lot different, like tying off a line from a canal boat that you can pull along compared to a ship that will literally pull you off the side if you hold on. If you remember Lawrie from our sailing days.
That's every boat's going to pull you off. You can't just hold them.
No, with a canal boat. Or a canoe.
A canal boat.
Or a paddleboard.
Or a little child's float that you can come in on with a little curved edges. It's fine.
So who's taken that? Who's taken that flashback?
Friedrich's definitely not. I don't think that.
Silas can take it. He's probably the most dock worker like of our little fake dock worker posse.
This is just to avert us from having any suspicion immediately, right? More or less.
Yeah, because if you don't tie off this ship as it comes in, then it will like hit the side of the pier, bounce off, and start going backwards.
Not ideal.
Yeah.
Is this going to take an action roll to then do? Or
No, I think it'll be fine if you just say you've taken the stress to learn how to do it.
Do you think one person could do this, or would it require more?
I think if you want to risk
roll as the player.
suspicion.
So I'll do it as well, just to make sure that
You're pretending to be dockers, so it depends if you wanted to learn how to do that.
yes, I'll take a stress with Milo, so we have 2 people at least doing the ropes,
Nice.
mooring the ship, and helping, making sure it doesn't crash into the fucking dock.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Friedrich will get into character by pulling out a mushroom cigarette and leaning against a kind of pole on the jetty or whatever. But under cover of doing that, he will be keeping an eye out.
Yeah, I mean that was my experience of people who work at docks in Croatia. They just kind of stood around and watched.
Lean against stuff and smoke.
And smoking, yeah.
Yeah.
They would as well. Brilliant. And then when thousands of pounds of damage is about to be caused, then they come yelling at you. Then they care. Yeah.
Cool. So you guys managed to tie off the Skovlander's Mercy, and the cargo gangplank is connected to the side of the pier, and these swarthy sailors, Skovlander sailors, who are kind of Scandi coded-esque. They're quite probably got big, burly, long hair, beards probably, tattoos, and they start. You can hear the skipper yelling out some orders, and then after a few minutes, these boxes start being unloaded onto the side of the pier, and then one of them says to you, "What do you call that kind of knot, eh? Did you learn that yesterday?" Ha ha! And he just laughs as he carries the crate. And they're placing the crates down towards the end of the pier, and what you sort of maybe noticed on your recce, Friedrich, is that the dockers will then move the crate onto the loading wagon or whatever to go further into the city. So now you must.
We need to know which crates are which, don't we?
So
Or is it all the crates?
I think it's pretty much all the crates.
Okay, so we don't need to do like a little. Okie dokie.
So where's the wagon? Is that like on the bit of the dock that we're on, or is it like on the firm land?
I imagine it. Well, I imagine you probably put it into like a warehouse and then load it into trucks from there. There will be people with trucks who will be expecting it as well.
Well, I think what Silas would initially want to do is continue the role of docker and make sure he's seen to be doing his job as a docker would be doing, and start moving crates to where they're supposed to go, at least until they see an opportunity to put some in the drop zone. So he's doing that.
Nice.
I suppose if to make that actually useful, other not just him doing busy work, he can survey the sailors and just the other people around and try and get an understanding for when, because I guess they've hopped off the ship, they're dicking about. Perhaps they're gonna head into town because they won't be there on the ship for the night, or perhaps they'll head back onto the ship or whatever. Like, there should be a time when there won't be a bunch of sailors around, so you can be surveying that and trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe do me a roll then to see.
Let's see. Let's do a survey then.
Give them a survey.
We'll give them a survey. Position?
I'd say it's risky. Risky standard.
Risky standard. Oh, one dice, here we go. Ooh. A success. With a consequence.
It sounds a surprise.
So I
one
think
dice is always a bit hairy, isn't it?
I think you can hear them quite easily discussing as they are unloading the crates. Maybe it's a bit difficult to understand because of their kind of Skovlander accents, or maybe they're going in and out of Imperial, Akarosi and whatever it's called, Imperial and Skovlander dialect. But you hear them discussing plans on which pub to go to, which brothel or gambling house or whatever it is to head to after they finish unloading the stuff. And I think the consequence is that one of them says that they don't think the captain is going to let them leave the boat until they have given it a proper cleaning, as it has not been serviced in a while because of their busy schedule.
The plan stands, though.
Not diligent.
Are we moving the crates into position above the damned Dodger? Into the blast zone?
Yeah, is anyone here around us watching us at the moment? Apart from the people who just arrived on the boat.
Isn't that what Silas just surveyed?
You don't seem to think so.
I don't seem to think so.
Mm.
So there are, we just don't know it.
Don't let him
You
get in your
don't
head.
think so.
Don't let him get in your head.
Oh, I don't think so.
Don't panic.
I can't
Hmm.
say for
Stick-
sure. I can only tell you what you see.
So I think once Silas has certainly moved a few crates to where the obvious place they're supposed to be, and everyone seems to be just sitting around smoking or whatever, he would then perhaps give Yusuf a little nudge and say, "Let's start putting some of the crates in the other place, just off to the side, wherever we know is above the dam dodger." And they can start trying to do that surreptitiously.
Yeah, let's
Not
do
that surreptitiously, because they're moving crates, but just piling them up for some reason.
These ones
Hopefully
look
not so many
faulty.
that it'll sink our boat.
I mean, I don't know. Someone told us to move these faulty crates over here. They're due for another inspection, you know? That's the line we'll go with.
Faulty crates.
Yeah, faulty, you know. This wood, it needs, sanding or whatever. Which, splinters aplenty. It's a health hazard. Yeah, let's do that.
One of the people from the Skovlander's Mercy is wearing quite a nice jacket. So you imagine he is the captain. And he comes up onto deck looking not in a very good mood. And he starts having crosswords with his crew, and then he steps onto the jetty, and he sees you putting the crates on the wrong side of the pier, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? You stupid dockers! You're supposed to be putting it over there. We can't leave it like this. What happens if it falls in? You're paying for this?"
Silas will step up and shout back. It's been a long night, and they're off your boat. So why don't we just do things our own way, and you can do whatever it is you do when you're waiting for other people to do the work.
That sounds like a roll.
It does. I'm not sure what though.
Command.
Sounds like a command, right?
It does.
Yeah. One dice, my only point anywhere in resolve. Let's hope for the best. It feels like a push yourself moment.
At this point, my signal Bill, and that'll be my way of assisting Silas in this role, to have a ghost come by and scare him off.
Oh, whoa!
So
It's daring. It's daring.
I don't think that's. I think that's. I think Silas wouldn't have to roll then if that's what you want to do, because whatever Silas says is going to be outmatched by the appearance of this feral spirit. So
I'm easy. If you wanna utilize the ghost at this moment, no problem.
Yeah, I think so. I was saving it for when people started getting, interfering.
Sure. So he shouts that, and then no one gives a shit.
yeah, the captain is about to respond with his own argy-bargy response, and then Bill just goes through the other side of the ship, and then maybe slashes into one of the sailors, cutting them across the arm.
God.
And the
I assume
captain.
it's a relatively common occurrence. The ghosts just fucking around.
It's not really like Peeves level, though, is it? He's been physically
Millennial
assaulted,
cringe.
drawn blood.
I thought he'd just do a bit of a spook, not fucking slice him up. Jesus.
Yeah.
But it'll definitely
Can't trust these fucking ghosts. Fuck, hell.
I mean, they're not players because they read between the lines a lot of the time to do what they want. Yeah.
Unpredictable.
Yes, rules is written. You didn't say he couldn't physically assault the sailors. So yeah, and then I think the captain just yells, "Feral spirits, to arms, sailors! Fend off this creature. Or this horror. And
Very good.
I'm going to roll a fortune roll just to see how, on a scale of like scared to fighty they are, like fight or flight, whether they stand on that. 1. Well, okay, maybe they don't. Maybe the sailors don't react to the captain's commands in this instance, and they all like run off the boat and like run onto land to get away from this.
To the pub.
Yeah, to the Winchester.
So it all blows over.
Okay, and then does Bill? I'm going to say that Bill actually starts to fight the captain next. Yosef, unless you step in with another attune.
I mean, he's doing as said. It's not, we've got a deal. It's not really my place to intervene now. I thought maybe about going and help him out, trapping the ghost, but doesn't seem like what I'd do. I've made a deal with this ghost. He's fulfilling his end of the bargain. I'll fulfill mine.
Is that how he talks?
Yeah. Of course. Like, as long as it's not Crystal walking.
Are you guys still huffing crates while this traction's happening, or?
Yeah.
Assuming so.
I guess so. Well, it might seem a bit incongruous to be doing that, although the captain, probably the only person who'd notice, is busy.
Yeah, I mean, we're like times of the essence, right? Like we want to get it done.
So I think it's shift in time.
Friedrich will basically stay where he is and just kind of watch the ghost fighting the captain. Thinking, sort of subconsciously thinking, maybe I can finish this captain off if we have to. But for the moment, just being like keeping an eye on the captain and sort of monitoring progress of the crate moving. How far have we got through the crate moving now?
I think you'd only just started as this all kicked off. This is why you'd summoned Bill. But I think if and early Silas is seemingly doing it as well.
But Yusuf was as well.
Yeah, I think he's.
I thought you were summoning Bill.
No, true.
You're seeing your secret hand gestures.
Silas is huffing crates and saying to no one in particular, if I wanted to be a docker, I would have joined the dockworks instead of becoming a bluecoat and going to prison and joining this little outfit and becoming a fucking docker.
Now,
Give me a hand.
Templeton. A bad workman blames his tools.
Maybe Friedrich should help Silas with the crates. He says a voice from below the docks.
Well, Stefan, you're probably starting to hook
I'm
up
looking up going,
your...
where the fuck are all these fucking crates? It's like one up there.
Well, I feel like you're busy sort of tying all
Oh, yes.
your contraption to the
Yes.
underside of the pier, right?
Absolutely.
Making sure it lines up exactly with the
That's
empty
it.
space
That's
on
it.
the damn dodger.
That's it. Just waiting for some kind of signal that enough crates are on board and everyone's happy.
Yeah, the captain is he's drawn his saber, and is trying to fend off Bill. And this is not like a spirit hook or anything. So Bill is essentially just moving straight through it and slashing at the captain, and he's kind of trying to fend it off and going back and back and back. And he's shouting to you, "Help me, you damn fools!"
I think Friedrich will kind of slowly approach, leisurely, with the idea that if the captain's kind of backing towards the edge of the jetty, then maybe as the captain's being kind of battered back towards the edge, Friedrich can get just close enough to to be like, seems like you're in a spot of bother. Sad, then, that you chose the wrong business associates.
I
And
think at
just-
this point. Sorry, I think you're done.
Reaches out and pushes him off the jetty.
Okay. Bill plunges in after him and into the depths. The
Bill's
inky
really
black
going for
depths.
it.
There you go.
Bloody hell.
Friedrich just kind of like peers over the edge with this look of kind of just curiosity, like vaguely amused curiosity on his face. Yes. What? That was easier than I expected. Turns around and calls to Silas and Yusuf. Better get a move on, chaps. I have a feeling we might have problems coming our way.
Silas will just crack the fuck on, I suppose. Putting a real shift in moving crates. That's his thing. He loves moving crates.
Yeah, Yusuf will join and help.
All right. Well, the screaming, running sailors did cause a bit of commotion in the dock area, and perhaps as you are moving the last crates, you see a couple of billhooks running towards your direction. So I think it is now time, Saffron, to push the red button.
Yeah, I mean, does it look like a plentiful enough amount of? Has anyone kind of given a little yell down? I mean, not we have much choice, but top deck, are we happy with that?
Yes.
Lovely. Then it's time, as I was going to try and remember the name of the artist who said it. Push the button. Sugar Babes? Right? Is it the Sugar
Rather than
Babes?
let me know.
Push the button?
I don't think that's one of the touchstones for blades, no.
Is it not? No. Yes. Let's do it. He ignored... That's like the Saffron's tinkering away and just sees a body like fall off the edge of the dock near him. He's just like, I didn't see anything. Just carries on going. Let's do it. So I'm going to roll a wreck. I have the same pips and wreck I can take it, to be fair, so it's kind of much for
For
much.
the record, this is going to be a bomb that blows up the jetty, right?
Takes out the key pillars, so the wood will crumble down. The idea is for a very kind of smooth descent. There will be obviously some waste, but essentially, if all goes to plan, it should land right into our lap. It's been strategically devised.
Okay, but Friedrich is on the jetty.
Well, hopefully, not the whole jetty. Again, it's supposed to take out the key pillars around the area just above the.
Okay.
In my head,
So you
it's
should
like
you should know.
In my head, it's like
You know
the
which space
like
it's-
the last 4
Yeah.
or 5 meters, essentially.
Yeah. Unless things
Okay.
go horribly wrong, and how could it possibly? All right. Well, I have to roll a high score, and I can't really push myself, or I'll get a trauma. So yeah, this should be fun. Cool. Well, that's all we've got, isn't it?
Devil's bargain.
Ooh, yes. What does Devil Bargain get extra dice or
Yeah, then.
extra?
Yeah, it's extra dice.
Sure,
Yep.
spicy.
I don't think there's much that I can offer you that you would accept. Because the thing about devil's bargains is if you know it's a devil's bargain, you tend not to accept it.
I think we've accepted. I'd say we've accepted the majority of our devil's bargains we've been given. I would say. Am I wrong, crew? I feel like 3 out of 5.
It is the ultimate like conscious looking for trouble, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, some you're often definitely like far riskier or far more like dangerous than others, right? Some you're like, yeah, I could get away with that. That doesn't affect me too much.
Yeah, or it's a worthy trade. It's like, yeah, fucking whatever, something
Like-
so bad happens, but
Like-
in the grand scheme of things, I'll take that for a
Like when
result.
Silas sold out Friedrich, the Circle of Flame.
Accidentally sold out Friedrich. But yes, exactly. Probably accidentally.
You know, I'm going to try us then.
I can't find the page where it's like has the list of devil's bargains.
What are you trying to do? Just push yourself to make it.
I'm just conscious that we've got to get a high score on this, and I've only got 2 dice to roll, and I can't push myself anymore because I've only got 2 stress left.
Maybe you know a way to hotwire it or something.
I mean, this whole thing is hotwired.
Or maybe you just
it's all just a hot wire.
Maybe you simply have more explosives than you plan to use, so you're just going to whack some more explosives on it. Devil's bargain.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The goods might get damaged.
Well, I mean,
Packed too much
that's you
explosive on it.
understand that the damn dodger gets damaged or the.
Well, the bargain
Yeah.
is that the bad thing always happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you can get a +1 dice to this roll, but the bill hooks will have time to jump onto your boat as well.
How many bill hooks?
2.
2. Well, wasn't the point then? That's supposed to. Okay, that's the bargain. That's not the bargain. Can I fight off 2 bill hooks?
And I'll probably say as well, as you are preparing to drop all the crates onto the damn dodger, you hear the single crow of a crow on a
Crow of a crow.
on the edge of a rooftop of a warehouse, looking in your direction.
I mean, that feels very innocuous, but I also imagine that's incredibly significant.
So, when someone dies in Duskfall,
Yes, when she definitely didn't need to die.
the spirit wardens
Yeah.
release their crows, which fly to the location of the death. So the spirit wardens know where to capture the spirit. Hence why killing always generates heat.
Yes, exactly. And we say I've got to roll a 6 to even happen, or will a 5 at least get me kind of something?
I think a consequence is going to be that it doesn't go off the first time properly.
Can the others like stamp on the floor?
But if you have great effect, then it would.
Position for effect. Okay. And I would, by being position, I hope would be risky. Not desperate yet. Because I can't make it more desperate, can I? If it is desperate already, so if not, I can't trade this for effect.
I mean, that's the question, isn't it?
What is the question?
Is this
it's a weird
desperate?
one, because technically I'm sitting there. No, like I'm just chilled. Press a button. Doesn't seem, but yeah, it is getting that way, right?
I always look at it like, how severe is failure?
Pretty severe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, surely the environment matters, right? Theoretically, right now, there's nothing extra causing an extra tension in the Saffron's particular area. Like, yes, if the guards were literally standing on top of the panel now, or there were ghosts grabbing my shoulders, like maybe. Hey, if you tell me it's risky, I can trade. I can trade thingy for effect. If you tell me it's not, then I'll take a devil's bargain.
Let's say it is risky because the ghost isn't there, Bill's not there, and also the bill hooks are still running towards you. So
Yes. Okay. So then I will trade position for effect.
So desperate
Still,
with great
still
effect.
still very too nice though. So you're saying if I get a success though, then it'll at least happen now. So that's okay. So that's okay. We're just gonna have to. I mean, this is the fun of it. This is great. I'm enjoying this. All right.
Roll and then
cool.
resist the consequence. It's easy.
Yes.
Well, you could have resisted consequence as well.
Yeah, the devil's bargain is. I mean, no, I don't get like 2 bill hooks on these, but a bit tricky to fight off. Cool. Desperate. Effect is now great. You're saying, or is it now or down to? It's great. So it's cool. So that amplifies the effect thing. Cool. Okay. Hold on to your butt cheeks, boys. Oh, son of a bitch.
I only have 2 dice in rec.
I know, right? Terrible. That's fucking insane.
Is it? Yeah.
Why do I have so much finesse? That's fucked up, man.
Bad rolls today.
Such bad rolls.
All right. That is a failure with a desperate consequence.
Well, yeah, you see, it's funny because technically nothing happens, but anyway, crack on.
Resist.
Oh yes, resist. Well, resist again. You roll.
Resist whatever consequence comes your way.
Yeah, you can resist the consequence, but it's still a failure.
No, of course. Yeah, I'd love that if you could resist. Can I resist 1s and 2s? It would be great. That'd be a good ability.
You command dice.
Fucking dice roll, man.
I think so it doesn't go off, and I think the desperate consequence. I think the bill hooks reach you, jump down onto the boat.
How can they see me? If nothing's happened.
Because they probably know that they can probably see everyone else shouting down underneath the pier.
Well, stop shouting then.
It looks very much like a bunch of people trying to nick a bunch of crates. Would you like to resist that consequence?
Yeah, what is it? I don't know if I've done it before. Actually, resisting it's. What do I roll? What's the consequence of resisting the consequence?
It's cost stress.
Oh well, I only have 2 stress, so absolutely not.
You don't resist.
Well, I mean, they'd see me. I've assumed these 5 guys fucking jump on them and just take them out.
So I think those 2. It's a desperate consequence. I think those 2 reach you. They draw their big hooks, their big meat hooks. They start coming towards you, Saffron, and then I think as well.
It's always the old man they go for, isn't it? The old man.
It's always the old man under a boat, down a thing, when the other guys will have stand there, isn't it? But it's tough. It's tough to what's the word? Real world. I totally get.
It was your consequence.
No, I know, absolutely. I'm just thinking.
He'll be there for you.
No, exactly. You'll be there in a second. It's fine. I've got tools, man. I'm not a useless old man. I mean, I'm an old man. I'm not useless. I've got shit going on.
Yeah, and I think everyone else, you noticed that singular crow has now been joined by many other crows.
A murder of crows.
Indeed. Signalling the surprisingly fast arrival of the spirit wardens.
Shit. But we don't want to be here, do we?
Well, I don't know. Did they actually come for us, or do they just? I assume they just go for the body. They're pissed at us, are they?
The bodies at the bottom of the ocean, which Friedrich just pushed off.
Yeah,
they come for the spirit, which will rise out. But it's also to catch and punish whoever's actually doing this sacrilegious act of releasing more spirits into the city.
And Friedrich, you did that because of the trauma you incurred from the Deathlands, right?
That is exactly what I did. I'm still not used to the meta of saying why you do
it's good. No, I think we got it.
But I should. I mean, yes, I apologise. I should have said explicitly the reason why Friedrich was doing this, like, senselessly malicious thing that wasn't actually entirely necessary, was expressing the trauma that he's received and his newfound kind of bitterness. And
Yeah, I would have definitely have believed that.
I
It's
assumed that
not
was
like you
much.
did it because it was the optimal play, right?
it
No,
wasn't.
exactly.
It wasn't like a min-max move.
All right,
I'm so annoyed I don't have just a bit more stress.
Saffron, you have
It's-
these bill hooks.
Yeah, it's all come back round. The classic, as who was the fool who said, "Oh well, I'll be under the boat, so I don't need any stress because I don't need to do anything."
Soft
If I just had one more stress, I could do something really cool. But I don't have the I don't have the stress for it. Well, look,
and they
try
say,
to think.
"Try to steal from us, will you?
I mean,
We'll cut you from
there's-
ear to ear."
yeah, but there's got to be a point where they're clambering. I just chuck a fucking firebomb at them, right? They're like hanging off the edge of the thing. They're coming down the thing. Like they've got to be
On
pretty
our
vulnerable
boat?
at some point. Well, as they're kind of
Wood.
oh, at this point, what the fuck, man? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I can throw a grenade.
That is fair. I was going to suggest that Silas could react quickly to the billhooks
Well,
going to
hey,
me.
guys,
Um,
absolutely, yeah, that sounds great to me. But we've decided this is happening to me, so I've got to react to it before I think you can jump in. I assume. Otherwise, it's not a desperate consequence for myself. But I'll let Olly rule. I'm just checking on my shit.
Cool. So Silas, yeah,
shit.
you can engage, intercept.
In that case, yes. Silas will, grumbling something about the bloody old man is always trying to get himself killed. And he will charge into the fray, leaping off the side of the pier to intercept the billhooks as they guess they both sort of reach the boat at the same time, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he will engage with them. And he will
So
push himself.
there's an action
When
you
it
can
comes
do
to fighting
where
time.
you protect a teammate.
There is.
So
I
you
think it
can-
means you get to take their harm and you get a bonus to resisting it. Or something like
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah, you suffer the consequence instead of them, and you can roll to resist it as normal
Ah, just as
if
normal.
you wanted to.
I like the idea.
Just an
But,
option.
but with the resistance hasn't actually been like harm to Saffron, right? There are the consequences. The billhooks reach the boat. I think if it was resisting their harm, that would make sense for an intervention physically. But
So they've scampered. They've kind of got into the dark, scampered, like swung themselves down, dropped onto the boat, and Silas has also kind of fallen down. Everyone's on the damn dodge now
Silas
case?
and Saffron is, yeah.
with the two bullocks.
Yeah.
I would suggest, so far, yes, there's two bullocks in our boat, but there's a world where we make a much simpler plan and just chuck a couple boxes down and try and get off as soon as we can. Assuming Silas and Saffron can deal with these two billhooks, if Yusuf and Friedrich start trying to lower once things are cleared, are ready to lower some boxes down or get stuff ready to try and grab whatever the fuck we can and make the best of it, because we're not getting out any other way. We still need to get stuff onto the damn Dodger. Just won't be as convenient or slick or.
if Silas is able to deal with these billhooks quickly, and I don't know if he will be or not, then we have bought a few moments to try again with the explosives and then leg it.
Also
before
true.
the warp drive,
Also true.
If.
What's going
do
on
that?
with the spirit? What's going on with the spirits? I mean, there's a spirit's gonna erupt
do
from
that.
the.
Do that.
Fucking
Right.
Well, look, we got clear
Silas
anyways,
goes
let's
to
do it.
himself.
Smash them. It's fucking hammering time.
He uses the not to be trifled
Clobbering.
with trait, and what he wants to do with that to perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman is, as he moves to engage them, he wants to just boot one just fully fucking off the boat, just yeet and make himself more space for a one-on-one combat. Can you do that? Well, I suppose it depends how he rolls, but
Yeah, let's see how you roll. I mean, you're tier 2 as well, so
Tier 2. Position is
I think this is risky standard.
risky standard. That's with. Would he have his fine hand weapon?
Yeah, I'd say
Wouldn't it been-
you're outnumbered, but you have your fine weapon, so it balances out, I think.
Works for me. So the trait itself, just to get this right, allows them to either basically fight while outnumbered or do a superhuman act. So I feel like that would apply to make the effect great, and then that would be that in effect, right?
Yeah. I think
Rather than-
standard or great, you'll take them out. So
Only just.
wow.
Wow.
So how do you dispatch these bill hooks?
We have an issue here because now they do know who we are, where they didn't before.
Can I say one thing I'm thinking now? Obviously,
Sort of doesn't
It's
matter what
got-
pilots do.
it's backfired a little bit because we didn't want them to think the Dockers have done it. So in fact, we want them to know it's us now because we'd much rather them know it's the Damned Emporium than the
probably
Dockers.
Um,
So I'd almost
I think,
want to let one live and let them know it was us because otherwise,
so I think yelling expletives to get away from that old man. Silas does, as I said, he kind of steps in and just boots one right in the chest before he can react, who goes scurrying off the boat, and then turns to fight the other one, but not having got his sword arm in yet. It's sort of one of those scrappy, punchy, probably with the crossguard of his, or whatever. What's the hand bit called?
Pommel?
Hilt.
Hilt.
The hilt. The hilt. Yeah, smashing in the face with the hilt of his sword.
I think it was
Fine weapon, but
Pommel.
it feels like Silas. Hopefully beating him unconscious.
Yeah, I think we're great. You could definitely do that. So you kicked one off the boat. I'd say he would like scurry away, basically.
Yeah. Maybe he can have like come off the boat into like a bit of a whatever, the big wooden stanchion or whatever, and be a bit like, ooh, I'm a bit injured and in the water now.
Yeah, maybe with like, I think with the great effect you might have, broken a couple of ribs. Like he's not going to jump back into the fray.
Sweet.
Nice. So Saffron, you've been bought some time to have another go with this. This
I'm
explosive.
thinking Joker in the hospital. Joker coming at the hospital. I'm thinking Dark Knight. This is what I'm getting vibes of here.
It is a rule, surely, of explosives in a heist movie that, like, you
Oh,
get
yeah,
the
they
tension going, and then it doesn't blow up the first time, and you have to press the
can't.
detonator several times.
You have to.
You got to zoom in on like
Dem's-
a wire that's just slightly not unplugged.
That's it. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Well, I'll just. I mean, Christ, I just want to. I've got to do the same again, right? I've got to get desperate consequence again, right? Because I need to get the effect down, which is fine. Although theoretically, if I'd just taken the devil's bargain, it would have had the same result as the thing. I'm trying to think. Yeah, fine. So I will do the same again. And hope and succeed. This is the plan. I'm going to succeed here, guys. This is what's going to be really exciting about this particular interaction here, and it's going to work. It's going to work. It's desperate. It's great. It's a success. Yes.
Nice. That is a 6.
Told you it would be. I wasn't worried.
That's definitely 2 dice, right? Not 0.
And that's definitely 2 dice. Yes, thank you, motherfucker.
So you finally managed to find out what's gone wrong. You do the Casino Royale thing where you see the little wires not plugged in.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. It's always it's always the most obvious thing. And you get that kind of, how does it go off? Is it kind of like is it like little pops of explosions? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet again with classic wrecking quietly. So yes, it's not a massive boom, but it's not silent, but it's controlled. It feels nice. It feels very kind of like surgical. Once it goes off and it takes out the pillars, wobbles a bit, and comes crashing down. So I was never going to be too concerned about. Obviously, it's not going to fall neatly like a pomp. I was never too concerned about it all going on, because you kind of want a bit to fall in the water so people think the whole fucking thing just went. That was the whole point. It's meant to look like an accident. The docks just collapsed. So you kind of want them to see a bit in the water. Assume the rest is just sunk to the bottom. So we're okay if like a crate falls off and is just left kind of floating in the dock, but we want the most of it to get out of there.
Yeah, and the billhooks just got beaten up by the falling debris, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was all a dream on their part.
Yeah.
Getting punched in the face with a hilt.
It's a good point. If we didn't kill them, then I guess they're just going to know it wasn't an accident. So it's all kind of invalidated, but fuck it. Let's get out of here.
That's still what the plan would have been, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there was a bunch of dockers running scared saying they've seen a ghost. What horseshit is that, you know? These guys are probably the same. They don't know what they're talking about.
Again, I have this concern. Both those billhooks are both now conscious, right? They're out of action.
One's unconscious, one's kind of like out of the fight, groaning in pain. Like,
well, I'm going to make. I want
to battle back.
And this, well, I'm going to Silas. Saffron is going to stumble over to him and, as threatening as he can, say, "You tell your masters the Damned Emporium did this. I don't want to think of the dockers. And also, we're supposed to be being threatening and like Batman-y about things. This kind of fits into two. I'd even do like a Zorro scar on his face if I thought it was worth doing, but that might be a bit excessive. And we don't have a symbol yet. But if we did, I'd sketch it into his face with a little needle. But no, I just tell it. I just speak.
Silas definitely gives Saffron like a sort of surprised but impressed look that this like doddering old man was like, that's actually quite threatening. I'm a little afraid of it myself.
Yeah, you should be. I'll put a grenade in your pocket.
that's true. You never know.
When they work. When they work.
Always got to check your pockets after Saffron's been in the same room.
And then slowly wheelchair away.
Yeah.
Saffron,
Exactly.
do you think that's some sort of strange character development where Saffron had a time where he was quite scared of Silas's violence, but now Silas is recognizing his
Could be, yeah. It's the character arcs that happen. He realised there's more under the surface. You see the glimpse of the old Saffron, the young Saffron who has ruled the trades, ruled the underbelly.
All right, cool. So this all the crates and the top of the pier is kind of just fallen down, cascaded down. I think Silas narrowly jumping out of the way as it comes crashing down. Like some of the crates, like splitting a bit as they crash down. They're not built to do that, obviously. I guess there's some debris like lands in the sea around the damn Dodger, like dust, and then you're heading straight into reverse. I imagine you're getting out of there.
We're out of there. Yeah, I assume.
Told you those crates were faulty. Split
Yeah, some sort of truffle scented liquids like oozing out of the bottom of a barrel.
Delicious.
Yes, very intense truffle smell.
Intense truffle, yeah.
And as you kind of reverse out of the out of the docks and get out of there, you see the crows starting to circle above the water where the captain had went under, and you kind of see these figures in the distance, like walking towards the pier. In these, and you just see like the moonlight glinting off these silver masks. I'd love to say they're being shrouded in crows, but they're not. They're just walking there with their big staves.
2 crows.
And that is the end of the score.
Nice little brief one. I like that. Our first dipping our toe into the first hit on the billhooks.
I think there's something quite lovely about something that should have been very simple,
Mm.
having quite so many perilous elements all of a sudden. I think
It's
that
always the
sums
same.
every simple
al-
job that
yeah.
any crew has ever done.
It's always the same roller coaster ride of emotion. It's like this is well set up. It's going to go really well. How great! Then it's this could be really boring. We're going to do it. Press the button. It drops and we go. And then when it goes wrong, it's that thing of like,
You're muted.
I mean,
Oh, you cut out when you leaned back, I think.
Oh, sorry, that should be it. I was just saying,
When you
it's
were
good. It's
doing
good
that
roller
cool
coaster.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, cool thing. Because I like winning, so my part was like, oh yeah, this is well sorted out. It's really easy. We got the engagement. This is good. But then a part of the back of my head is saying like, oh, what if it just all goes to plan and this is really boring? Like, so yeah.
You know, I think the
have more faith in OPDM.
Well, yes.
Yeah. So I didn't even need to. I normally write a list of obstacles for you to overcome, or like consequences, like elements to add in. But you know, when you start adding in feral spirits,
Created around.
Well RP'd, Friedrich.
You might say we looked for trouble.
Ooh.
yeah, and it's a great opportunity to express those traumas and weaknesses, isn't it?
Behind the veil a little bit, the thing I'm wanting Friedrich to have had seeded in his mind by first the weird otherworldly trip to fantasy Egypt, and second, which you know, it's quite existential dread-y, like suddenly has reason to doubt the fundamental laws of the universe, which he hadn't really had cause to think about before, and has kind of caused him to reflect on a little bit on the triviality of his addiction to weird like pretty things, which he previously considered very high class and important and a good thing for his life to be about. But that got shaken by that, and then basically dying has caused him to. It could cause you to kind of like rethink your life and have a kind of positive outlook and have a mission, or it could cause you to become nihilistic and kind of go looking for more risks and more kind of terrifying, death-defying moments. And it's pushing Friedrich in the latter direction at the moment, and in quite a dark way, because he wanted to see that guy's eyes as he felt it was an opportunity to do a kill, which is not something that Friedrich had done before, willingly, or had any interest in.
Are you turning into Yabushige from Shogun?
Not seen it.
Oh.
And I can't remember the character from the book.
He's purported to be obsessed with death, the moment between life and death.
Yeah, I think that's a. I haven't worked it all out, but that's a pretty good surface summary, I would think. Suddenly quite obsessed with that liminal stage in a way that he'd never really considered before, and is now in rather a dark place.
Yeah, shredded to pieces underwater by a ghost. It's a okay death.
I think that would rate higher than Boiling Pot.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably do all of the payoff next time. But spoiler alert, that was not stealthy.
How dare
Things got a little heated, you might say.
It wasn't stealthy, was it?
So, Hammer probably is not going to be too happy about that. But, your war with the billhooks is well underway, it seems.
Yeah, and hopefully we
be directly implicated.
Yes, hopefully we kept them. I mean, the main thing is, but I guess there's a lot of questions about why they allowed them to be there. But yeah, hopefully we at least
Why were they
made
allowed to
ourselves
be
known.
there impersonating the dockers instead of the real dockers being there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we could
Sort
always
of
say
thing that a gang could do, though, right? They could
yeah,
always.
we could say we fucked over the dockers.
But
They
the
didn't know.
Billhooks
I
probably
think
wouldn't give a shit. So
no, and it's plausible deniability, but yeah, it's going to be tricky.
yeah, we probably caused some dockers to get murdered tonight. So that's. But we will have got some other dockers some butter. So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder
That should
what
be a
they'll
net
care
positive.
about more.
I think we could. I think there's a world we could do a bit of work in our next free time to really make to do some extra legwork to make it clear to the Billhooks that it wasn't the dockers. We fucked them over. We snuck in there before they knew that
Trying to
we
win
stole
over the
them.
citizens of Crowsfoot for like
Yeah.
30
And we did.
sessions, and they're still minus
And
one.
we did. And we
No.
did.
No,
And we succeeded.
I think they've sat at -1 since like school.
No.
2,
Mhm.
No, we
where
succeeded.
we blew up a load of stuff, and they were like, "These guys are annoying."
I think
Yeah,
that's
we did.
kind of what most ordinary people think when criminal gangs just kind of do crazy shit near them.
It's true.
Gang shit.
It's true.
I feel threatened
That's right.
and also annoyed and disrupted, and I really wish that they would just go away.
I'd imagine the dockers should be more pissed at reprisals from the Billhooks than every single docker in the land knowing that it was somehow our fault that some dockers getting strung up.
Well,
Yes.
We'll see.
maybe turn up to their next union meeting and see what they discuss.
I
Who
was
should
trying to think
Who
what-
should we throw a lot in with
Oh.
this year?
Yeah, it seemed like a rough meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to calculate where it all went wrong, and I think in the perfect ways it wasn't really. If emotion's so great that Alex would play it that way, because obviously I was screaming, why didn't someone just go like pretend to help the captain and kind of play along, and it would be great, and it would kind of that would placate him, and then
The
But
funny thing
then-
is, that was what I was actually about to do. I had this
Yeah, I bet.
idea that, that Silas would just give in to his urge to have a scrap and think that he has this, because he sort of, I guess he sort of knows he's got some sort of otherworldly power glowing in his fist now. I had this idea he was just going to rush over and start fighting the ghost. I don't know what it would have achieved. He might have then been able to win over the captain and be like, look, I saved your life, now just back us up. But then he fell
Yeah.
off. So,
Yeah,
happens.
then he accidentally fell off tragically to his death.
while shaving.
I guess if the explosives had gone off on time, we might have gotten away without anyone knowing who it was.
Yes.
Still wouldn't have truly been stealthy.
Yeah, the plan was
No.
very much contingent on the unstable explosives.
Well, the other
Right.
yes. When you put it like that,
Yeah, when you put it like that, that does kind of take the problem back to the planning stage.
yeah. But yeah, no, it's all very fun. No, it's great. It's the perfect Blades in the Dark score. All went wrong, but things succeeded just about enough, and there's stuff to deal with later. That's kind of the.
It was very crew
Perfect.
of the Serenity, I would say.
Yeah. I think it all went wrong because murder is always heat, right?
Mm.
Yes.
And I will just remind that the most important thing about looking for trouble is you get everyone's buy-in. Especially if it means like the mission going a bit south.
That's a bit tricky though, isn't it, in that moment, because we can't say no to if he wants to roleplay as
you could
trauma. It's
workshop
kind of
something that was kind of a balance, I guess.
I think there would have been lots of benefits to me not having done that, like, out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that said, in fact, most of the attraction, the drama bullets came from the people running off because of the ghost in the first place. So that actually wasn't, in a way, the most for mission, the most mission critical issue.
I'm personally absolutely fine with what happened. I think like it
I think it's only if he's like, it's only if he wants.
less successful, but
If
we
he
are
was like, I
looking
want-
for a moment to do that, and that was one.
Yeah, I think it's if he's like, I want to shoot you all in the head because of my trauma, then it's more like, whoa, let's maybe we'll talk that one through. But in a technically, I say minor action, I don't know. I feel like talking it through kind of ruins the.
For context, I didn't I didn't come to the session thinking, right, so, Friedrich wants to murder someone now.
Yeah.
That's Friedrich's thing. He's really, really personally driven to murder someone specifically, and that's the thing I want to roleplay with him today. It's more like he's got some weird, unknowable urges that he doesn't fully understand yet, and an opportunity presented itself. But I acknowledge that both for game reasons and for content reasons, consent reasons, there were better ways I could have done it.
I don't know, man. I liked it.
I just think in terms of like, just so we don't, I know we don't normally have that issue where it's like, oh, the lol random chaotic neutral rogue style shenanigans, but just in case it's like, well, actually, I had a cool idea that you could express the trauma, but actually it wouldn't guarantee we get heat and fail the quite important part of this mission, which has long-term effects for
I suppose that's the benefit
to take
of
over the docks and being friends with the dockers and all of this.
That's the benefit of your approach, which is to say, and that is really hard to do. Alice, you said yourself, like, you find it hard to do it, but that's the thing of saying, telegraphing it a bit so that you can, as we go into, people go, oh wait, and then maybe people would jump in if they really have a complaint. But I don't think anyone else would have, even if you can't explain what you were doing. I don't think anyone would have said like, don't stop that. I think we'd have been like, okay,
yeah,
makes sense.
I'd probably say that although there are consequences of the death, that it had other things gone perfectly, the death wouldn't have been attributable to us anyway.
Also, I think
it would have been someone who died
because
after being
slipped and fell from a ghost
on a boat. So, in that context, while other stuff then went wrong, that wouldn't have ruined our stealthy approach, right?
I think you're underestimating what the presence of the spirit wardens actually means.
Yeah, we don't know what it.
When Hammer said this should be, no one should know, this is like the opposite. This is like the FBI turning up in that halfway through Die Hard because the situation is, gone quite serious. The spirit wardens don't come down to the docks every day, when there's someone falls in the water kind of thing.
Yeah, we've got inner conflict now. We got to fucking watch out for murdering McStabface over here. Every fucking.
Yeah, don't stand on the end of a pier with Friedrich about it.
I don't want to give the impression that Friedrich is just like overnight transforming.
No.
Murder hobo, like chaotic neutral rogue. That guy everyone hates. I think that he will be intrigued and I hopefully not excited because I don't want to play a psychopath properly. That's not a thing. Intrigued by the experience, but probably quite shaken and confused by it as well. And at least part of him will start to feel guilty for the repercussions on behalf of the gang. So I can foresee Friedrich being motivated to put some work into at least trying to kind of alleviate any problems that come up out of it, like say using some resource in some way, shape or form to try and placate the dockers. His attitude to future jobs for the dockers might be changed. He might be motivated towards trying to do stuff to make them happier. He might give up some of his own resources or try and maybe use like a personal project to do something to do with that. Like, I'm literally fucking spitballing, but like, he has not just suddenly become a mindless psychotic murderer.
No, I think it was the fact that it was a curious thing as well. It wasn't just like he stabbed someone. It was the fact he was entangled with a ghost and it was all just creepy and weird. If he'd just been standing there, no, I don't think he would have just shoved him in the neck. I think it's because it was like a weird, creepy experience that kind of brought you into it. So no, I totally get that.
I think it was, if anything, it was cold, which I think why it was a great use of that trauma.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no need. It was not part of the mission. It was.
You saw a man like demanding for help, and you were like, no.
No,
pushed him.
How about the opposite?
Brilliant.
How about no? And if we do give you shit next week in character, that's more just for the inner conflict because we don't have enough of that. We need to actually have some. So
I
if we
like
do
it.
give you shit in character, it's we know that we appreciate out of character that it works.
I like it. You got Silas and Lorenzo like fighting with their weapons and stuff. Friedrich just uses the situation at hand. You know, when it presents itself. Done.
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 You mean Yusuf?
Mhm.
Oh no, you
No.
meant in general
I
sense.
meant Lorenzo before, yeah.
We still don't know if Lorenzo's coming back, do we?
We'll see.
Both. Play both.
Yeah.
Take turns.
Just double up.
Yeah. I'm not here next week because I'm getting technically married on Monday, so
Woo!
Nice. Very
Um,
exciting.
but I'll be back the week after that, which is the 30th.
Beauty. And then we're seeing each other
Bloody hell.
in real
Weird is
life.
It is actually really weird. I'm increasingly proper excited.
Oh, that's gonna be so good.
And they're amazing.
Hell yeah.
See you guys in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks, OP.
Just-